Solitude is all about your attitude. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, K Fits My Life. Just wanted to do one more video that's in conjunction with the last video I did. And this one is about solitude being about your attitude. As I mentioned in the last video, there may be times that you will be alone. And this is not just in the XJW community, even though it applies there a lot. There are times when you just may be alone in life as you're trying to progress in life. As you're trying to achieve a certain goal, you may have to isolate yourself. If you are a member of the XJW community, there'll be times when you're alone because you've lost everyone. And even myself, there are times when I am alone for many, many days, even weeks at a time. I'll be here and, you know, I've worked so hard to get a house. And then there are times where I'm like, I gotta get out of this house, man. Because I'll get so wrapped up in the things that I'm doing, whether it be choreography or editing videos or writing code, many of the things that I do, that I forget that I need to get out of this house sometimes. And does it get lonely? Do I feel alone? Yeah. But there's a difference between being alone and being really, really lonely. You know what I mean? There are times when the solitude of my house is so necessary to me achieving the things I'm trying to achieve that it doesn't bear on me in a negative way, if that makes sense. There are just times when you need to be in solitude. Some of the best ideas that I've gotten for my channel and for improving my life in general have been because I have been in solitude for an extended period of time. Even when I was living in my car, the times when I was in my car and there was just nothing but me and quiet, I got so much mental thinking, mental planning done. And I know mental thinking sounds bad, but I'm just meaning it's so rare for most people that you just have time to sit and quiet and really go into your mental makeup, whether you are okay or not mentally. What are you really thinking about mentally? How do you feel about yourself? What are your goals? What are you doing to reach your goals? How do you feel about what you're not doing to reach your goals? What are your plans for the next few years? A lot of times we are so distracted by, you know, being outside in the world, going to restaurants, going and hooking up with your friends, doing this and doing that, coming home, turning on the TV, jumping on the internet, being on your phone. There are so few moments of true solitude. And when I have gotten to a point where I've experienced those moments of true solitude, they have helped me immensely. Now, there are people that aren't going to be able to do like this selective solitude. There are people who are in solitude because they don't have anybody else. You know, I don't have family anymore. I don't have immediate family. You know, I have cousins, but you know, they are married and they have their own lives and they live they live in a different place. So it's not that I don't have particularly anyone ever. It's just that they're busy. And I get that. So a lot of times I am by myself. And I know there may be some people who literally don't have anybody, period. But the whole point of this video is to say that even if you're in a situation where you feel like you don't have anyone and all you have is yourself, then take that time to really learn to appreciate yourself and to love yourself. Because there will be times when all you have is you. And if you aren't comfortable enough with your own company, and if you don't have enough love for yourself, then those times are going to be hard. There'll be times in here where I'll be by myself and I'll crank up the music and I'll be in here choreographing and dancing, and I'll smoke my hookah, and I'll do whatever I need to do to be okay in my mentality. I'll go out and go jogging. I'll go ride my bike through the neighborhood and let all the white people look at me like, who's this black dude running around our neighborhood, which happens every single time. But I'm trying to make light of something that is not very, that can be very serious to people. But at the same time, you have to be comfortable being by yourself, man. And it relates to the last video I made about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. There are going to be times, especially us as XJWs, if you don't have anybody else, there are going to be times when you're going to be by yourself. And this is just one of the harsh truths of being an XJW or being a person who is in this world in general. There may be times when you get knocked down and you don't have anybody. All you have is you. So can you really depend on yourself? If you don't have anybody else, and there's a lot of times when I've done this purposefully in my life, I may not have had anybody else. Or I may have had the ability to ask somebody for help in a certain situation. But I've always thought, what would I do if I didn't have anybody else to ask for help in this situation? How would I fix this situation? So there may be times that you will be in solitude, you will be alone, you won't have anybody but you. And when you experience those moments, you should really try to get to a point, or I don't want to say you, I'll just say me. I tried to get to a point where I was so comfortable with myself that the solitude that I was experiencing didn't affect me in a negative way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that there are times when I don't wish that I wasn't here by myself sometimes. I would go and hang out with my boys and we have a good time, But there are times when you do wish, hey, I wish somebody was here. But you can't let that, or I have never let that get to a point where it negatively affected my life. If I wanted to see some people, I go get in my car and go to where some people are. And I'll make some new friends or something. I'll talk 9 times out of 10, I'll go to a hookah bar. I'm going to meet somebody new, or I'm going to go there and all my boys are going to be there. So there are times, yeah, you'll be by yourself. You'll be lonely. Get out, see some people, but don't let it be a factor of I always have to have somebody around, because there will be times when there may not be anybody around and all you will have is you. So I don't want this to turn into an extremely long video. I just want to reiterate the point that being in solitude is all about your attitude. If you're comfortable with yourself and you love yourself and you know that you have a purpose and you're working toward that purpose, then being in solitude is not necessarily going to be a bad thing. It's going to be a means to you getting to where you're trying to go, as opposed to allowing solitude to be something that deprives you from the ability to reach the goal you're trying to reach. All right. So again, guys, thank you so much for supporting me, supporting my channel, watching my videos. Love you guys. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. All right. Peace.